Okay, here we go. Um, this was the dragon story for a competition, and they said they wanted a storyboard. Whoops! And I thought a storyboard. I had no idea, and so I looked up storyboards and came up with. Well, it was mostly cinematic storyboards for films and stuff. So I thought I'll do a sort of one fairly plain, and just to get the story across, and I stuck the here just underneath. I stuck the story. Okay, so go through it. It's Oscar was finding it difficult to sleep. No matter how hard he tried, he was still awake. He had become fascinated with the lights of the city and decided to take a walk in that direction. Although he was a dragon, he was still learning to fly. So, in other words, he had to walk into town. I'm knocking that because I'm standing up to see if I can fit this bottom one in as well. Yeah, here we go. Okay. It was much further to the city than he thought. He was getting rather hungry, and you can imagine how happy he was when he found some free food. So Oscar dived into the food for the homeless, because after all, he was homeless, and ran off with a handful of sausages, or a mouthful. Oh dear, any on the back? No. Okay, all I've got to do is find the next page. The next page is, sorry about this, just talk amongst yourselves. The next page is, haha, here. I'm just going to try, I've not knocked it. Okay, so we've got, okay. Well, this is, I thought it'd be a good idea to have him being chased with his sausages. So as Oscar went along the road looking for somewhere to cook them, a van came up behind him. Two men were looking for stray dogs. "Goodness me," Charlie said to his mate, "that dog's huge. We need a big van to catch him." So they went to get a larger van. Clearly they had no idea what a dragon looked like. Meanwhile, Oscar had found the perfect place to cook the sausages, on a barbecue in someone's garden. "Look," said Jack to his sister, "there's a really bright flickering light at the window." They both realised that there was a dragon in their garden, and it must have been the flames from his mouth. They quickly woke their parents and told them. Of course, they didn't believe Jack and his sister Lucy, and went to see for themselves. There they are, seeing for themselves. So, okay. They all looked in amazement. Oscar was too busy to notice them and carried on cooking his sausages, whilst the whole family looked on, not really believing what they were seeing. Ready with the next one. There it is. Just check that we get that one in. There we go. So Dad was brave enough to ask Oscar what he was doing there. "I'm lost," he said. "I came for a walk, and now I don't know where I am." "Listen," said Dad, "you better get some sleep in the garden, and in the morning we'll find you a map. And it looks like there's some news on the TV, even as late as it is. There were 4 people trapped on the London Eye." Just check. The next day, the children were excited to see Oscar was still there, and by the time Dad gets to say hello, the children have already made friends with Oscar. Dad tells them Dad tells them all that on the news there have been people who've been stuck on the London Eye. Jack asks Dad, can they take Oscar to the park to play? Dad says yes. There's some other story here, but the one I've just read is the one that I put on the copy that I sent away. Okay, so where are they now? Do you know what? I don't think I've got the big one. I must have. My goodness, it's got to be on the back of this. Yes! Oh, had me panicking then. Let's just have a look. About there. Okay. After chasing Oscar several times, and he runs so fast that he actually begins to fly. The children are so lucky because they hop on his back and can see the whole of London. So this image is very, very similar, but the one I finished off with was the two children on his back. Dad was running, the children weren't there, and these two guys in the double spread are a bit bigger. So thank goodness, because the dog catchers have found him but won't catch him now. As they're flying, they can see Dad running with the map to show Oscar the way home. So that's that one. Next, I'll just put that about there. When Dad tells Oscar that he can go home, they're all extremely sad. Now that I can fly, says Oscar, I could easily rescue those people up there. What a good idea, they all said together. It was then that they all climbed on Oscar's back for an incredibly exciting ride to the London Eye. So, they arrive to start helping people out of the capsules, and whilst the children stay on Oscar's back, Dad helps the people to climb onto his back, so at last they can all get down to the ground. Simon, a small boy who was inside all night, said to his dad, "Will I be able to go and have some chips now?" Not realising he was getting a ride on a real dragon. After rescuing hundreds of people, Oscar finally landed at the bottom of the London Eye, where there were lots of people to thank him for helping them to safety. One man even gave him some sausages. Oscar was really pleased that he could fly now, and he decided it was time for the whole family to show him the way home. So I think I've got some more story for these two bits, but I don't know where it is. So there they are, all the family on the back of Oscar, flying on the way home. I think there's a map here. Yeah, there is. There's a map there somewhere. And look who's flying looking for their son. Oscar's mum and dad calling out, "It's Oscar!" And the final image here is where they're all together and the parents are saying, "Where on earth have you been?" And then, of course, although they feel he's been a bit naughty running away, they're very proud of him because he has rescued lots of people from the London Eye. Here's the family whose garden he slept in. And that's the end of the story.